Tekken 8 is the best fighting game out there, period. I've played a lot of fighting games through my life, mostly from the Mortal Kombat people, and every single Tekken since Tekken 3. But I have played Street Fighter and Soul Calibur, and usually I bounce off them quickly. Except Tekken. Tekken is the only series I consistently return to and think about, and don't bounce off. And I've been watching pro fights in Tekken for years now and think it's the awesomest thing out there. Especially when they added that mechanic where if the two opponents are hitting each other at the same time, it zooms in and slows down. That is hype. That is the definition of hype. But I always had the same issue with the game. It felt like it would be way too time consuming and way too hard to become good. But Tekken 8 feels easier than ever to become good at the game. And I used to get really angry when playing Tekken 7. That has not happened at all in Tekken 8. Gameplay. The game looks and feels damn good. When I hit a punch or kick button and it hits, it feels more like hitting a dopamine release button than controlling a character. The audio and visual impact of hitting someone feels really good. There is one thing Tekken is really good at that I've only really started to think about recently, and that is skill expression. Nothing gets my heart racing like Tekken. The moment-to-moment quick thinking and the reactions, all those moves that you've grinded into your muscle memory so that they become second nature. Mastering a character so that they become an extension of you. No longer doing cool things on accident, but doing them intentionally. Probing each other for openings and finally getting a big hit or combo off. Both getting low and then doing the who's gonna make a move dance, because that move is gonna make or break the match. And getting a really close match and getting that awesome catharsis of winning, damn, that feels good. That whole time you've got some hype music that will make you bob your head as you play, but it's not the best fighting game music I've heard. That goes to Killer Instinct. Seriously, go listen to the entire soundtrack for that. It's awesome. I listen to Inferno and Kneel to Your God at least 3 times a week. And I feel like the Tekken 7 soundtrack was better, it hit harder and was more memorable, but Storm Rising is a really good song. That's why I love getting Fallen Destiny as a stage. Tekken 8 also brings a lot of characters back and 3 new ones. Reina, Azucena and Victor. Victor has a really cool playstyle and I would main him, but unfortunately he's French. And Reina has awesome moves, but what kind of pose is that? I tried replicating that pose in real life and it was really painful. That's the old age creeping up on me. She's the replacement for Heihachi, and I like the moveset, so I'll start playing her at some point. There are a lot of characters here and I can guarantee you will find one you like. And you can spend thousands of hours mastering each one, or find that one who is perfect for you. My name is Brian, I should play Brian, right? I don't wanna see that face every time I get into a match. Here's where I'm at. I understand the game, the dynamic of low, mid, highs and blocking, what to do when, the mechanics. The issue is execution. My issue is like, you know the saying of having 5 thumbs for each hand? I have the equivalent of that, but for this game. But the more I play, the more it gets better. And I'm a basic bitch, so I main Jin, and pretty much any Tekken player becomes familiar with Jin and his moveset. So a lot of people probably know how to fight against him, and the thought of that has me window shopping for another main. But the biggest issue is lack of practice. Because you can know a lot of moves and how to do them, but knowing the right time to use them and how to create openings for them can only come with practice. Like with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I know how to do an armbar, but in a sparring match I can't just do it. I have to recognize the opening for it, and that only comes with practice and experimenting. So getting into matches and trying different things and see what works. You're gonna get your ass beat a lot, and that's gonna be frustrating. Getting comboed into the dirt is infuriating, and unfortunately King is in this game. That's fun. You can counter him with a punch button. I know that, but it's harder in execution, so I get my ass beat. But for those lows, there are greater highs. The more your skill goes up, the more fun you will have. You just have to have the patience to spend 30 minutes to an hour practicing combos in the lab. There are a lot of inputs that are really hard to execute. Luckily, you can set up your controller to make that easy. Have to press 2 buttons at the same time? Just assign it to 1 button. Easy. But then you scroll down the move list and look at the 10-hit combo and want to give up. Don't think about the 10-hit combo. I've watched a lot of pro fights and I've never seen it used. It's there to style on enemies. You would be better served just knowing a low hit combo, a knock-up and a normal combo. Focus on learning the fundamentals of the game instead, the rest will come naturally. It also makes it fun and easy for you to learn with Arcade Quest. It's the story of you grinding your way up the ranks in arcades so you can become the best Tekkener. And it will teach you the most important stuff on the way, and make you practice those things. Like there was an arcade entirely focused on getting through blocks. Like, damn, this guy is blocking all my blows. Huh, have you tried kicking him in the shin? This is what I felt was always missing in Tekken. A fun and easy way to learn Tekken. And the punishment training. Christ, that's good. They even go further with a replay takeover, where you can watch one of your previous matches and the game will tell you what move you should have used to counter something the enemy was doing to you. That is such an amazing and great feature. My eyes literally widened when I saw it. Even with that, you will still lose a lot of matches. Tekken is a hard game and you will lose. But you learn more from your losses, especially if you use it as an opportunity to experiment and then check the replay takeover. You can also fight yourself, literally, with the ghost system. I don't really have anything negative to say about the game design-wise, but the stage Yakushima keeps crashing the game and I have had horribly laggy matches. But the Tekken team is working hard on bugs, so I expect it to be fixed soon. Also, the chip damage mechanic is fantastic. If you're getting comboed in the air, you will take less damage, and you will be able to get some of that health back by dealing damage to the opponent. It's a mechanic that prevents the match from just being over once you get comboed. The heat and rage mechanics are also great to create space for yourself along with heavy damage on a single button and still require skill to hit. Gameplay is awesome. Story. Did you know Tekken has the Guinness World Record for the longest continuous storyline in a video game series? So there is a lot of story to go over, just for the premise of this one. It's the conclusion of 2 decades of storytelling. Well, not conclusion, more like payoff. The last Tekken was about a son fighting his dad. This game is about the son of that guy fighting him, and all because the first guy's dad threw him off a cliff when he was a kid. Because his mom was a demon. I would forgive you for not knowing any of this. The Tekkens before Tekken 7 were not great at giving you the story. Tekken 7 was the first time we had a fully developed story mode, and Tekken 8 takes that and upgrades it. Constant awesome fights happening, characters actually show some personality, you get to learn about some of them, and after playing these games for 20 years, it's just nice to see them on screen talking to each other, and know that it's canon. The dialogue is good for what this is, not too much, not too little. Every character gets a moment to shine, but the focus is on Jin Kazama and Kazuya Mishima, where Jin is trying to stop his dad Kazuya from taking over the world. I don't want to get too deep into the story and previous games. The game provides recaps for the story before Tekken 8. Tekken games have always had just nightmare bosses that destroy you, but that's not the case in this story mode. You can get through it without too much difficulty and enjoy the story and gameplay. Of course, the awesome base gameplay of 1v1 fights, but also a horde mode happens and it was really fun, and I hope they do more with that. And there was the Tekken tournament where you could select your fighter, and I loved that. You will get gorgeous animation with great cinematography, while seeing awesome insanity. This happens in the first 5 minutes of the story. It gets even crazier. I was very satisfied with the story here. I didn't expect much from the writing, but it was good. But I expected lots of awesome fights, and it exceeded those expectations. Every character was likable. I was very satisfied with the story. Conclusion. Tekken is a game of great depth, but does a really good job of teaching you the game, and it's really satisfying to beat people up. And there is nothing as thrilling as a close Tekken match, to the point that I unironically think the game might be bad for my heart. Tekken is fun, it's also hard. You will have some rough matches, but it's never been easier to get into. And get better, and it's worth it when you get that win. It's a trial by fire, but this is the best fighting game out there. I played Street Fighter 6 and I was fighting boredom most of the time. The only thing Mortal Kombat has going for it is Omni-Man. This is the fighting game. The most opportunities for skill expression, the most satisfying hits, 32 characters that can take you thousands of hours to master if you want to. It tests you on every level. Quick thinking, reflexes, strategizing, analyzing an enemy's playstyle and thinking of a way to counter him, remembering your moves, all of this going through your head while a guy is punching you. So engaged. Never have I felt so much of a thrill. Makes me feel alive. Gets the blood flowing everywhere. But seriously, is it bad if I can actually feel my heart pumping when playing a Tekken match? Why is it better than those other two I mentioned? Well, for one, Tekken is 3D and you can move around your opponent, sidestepping. This is subjective, but it looks and feels better. And I feel like there is a lot more going on mechanically here than those other two, and having that depth there makes the time investment feel more worth it. Granted, I didn't buy Mortal Kombat 1, but I've played the previous games and none of them stuck really. Tekken is the only fighting game that I think about daily, and I've been watching pro fights for years. Tekken is king. Yeah, I recommend Tekken 8. I give the game a Mokujin out of Gone. I'm gonna be playing Tekken on and off for a long time, and I doubt I would make any more videos for it. I suck at the game and I'm probably gonna suck for a while. It's hard to consistently practice with work and school and life and all those other games I wanna play. I have to finish the Homeworld series before the third one comes out. God, that series is cool. Subscribe, call me Uncle Brian, and have an awesome day.